Y'all just can't leave well enough alone, can you? This is how fucked you people are. A victim speaks out about their abuse, and you attack them. And now you're sending a 14-year-old child to do it. Calling me a radical liberal. I've been in this movement for 12 fucking years. I've seen friends die, put in jail. I've traveled across the world, actually helping people in the third world. I've actually helped people in the third world, physically. What have you done? Except for sit on your computers all day, calling other people revisionists and rad libs. Literally, MRN Network is using a child who was 2 when I joined the communist movement, by the way, to victim blame. I'm being called a radical liberal because I was verbally abused over a series of times. It wasn't just one time, but verbally abused many, many times. And you're calling me a radical liberal for calling you out for it? You're pure scum. I was done talking about this. But you can't leave well enough alone. You have to send a little child out to call me a rad lib after I have been abused more than once. Y'all are disgusting. A child, by the way, who doesn't know anything about dialectics, literally nothing, and calling me a radical liberal. When they're protecting abusers for their own individual friendships. It's like they're committing all the crimes of combat liberalism, yet I'm the radical liberal. I said that someone in their group consistently verbally abused me over a period of time, and I'm the radical liberal. Holy fuck, what is wrong with you people? Your head is so far up each other's asses, making abstractions about revolution in your head, thinking that y'all are the greatest thing since sliced. There's like fucking 6 of you people. There's like 6 of you, and you think you're the vanguard of the revolution. Holy fuck, and you're calling me a radical liberal. The only person who's a member of a real communist party. The person who's been in the movement for 12 years and been on the streets is being told by a 14-year-old who has never touched grass that I'm a radical liberal for defending myself from abuse and calling out abuse. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people. They're sick in the head. Anti-humans, sick in the head. Sick in the head. And they've been using this kid for all sorts of things. Like, they fucking manipulate this kid so much, and they talk about drugs and sex and shit around her, around the Falcone General. Oh, the Falcone General, this kid. And MRN Network, the ones who are defending this abuser, they literally do drugs in front of the Falcone General. Like, the same guy who abused me literally does drugs in front of the Falcone General. Like, they do drugs, they talk about alcohol, they talk about sex in front of this 14-year-old kid. And now they're manipulating her and getting her to go out and call me a radical liberal. Oh, that kid was 2 years old when I joined the communist movement. 2 years old. They don't know anything about dialectical materialism. It's fucked up. Yeah. So with this kid that they have, that now they're using to attack me, to call me a radical liberal, they do drugs, they drink, they talk about sex in front of this person, they talk about death and violence and all sorts of nasty shit in front of this 14-year-old kid. It's a wonder she's always fucking fetishizing fucking violent revolution, and all she can fucking talk about is hurting people online. Like, it's no wonder. She's surrounded by people who do nothing but fucking do drugs and drink and fucking talk about sex and shit in front of her and violent revolution. It's a fucking horrible dynamic for a kid to get into. And I'm very much considering contacting the Falcone General's parents because the shit that she's exposed to around those MRN network fucking weirdos isn't good. And it's all, that's it. When they started fucking with me and abuse and none of the, like, they allowed this guy to fucking abuse me over a period of time, right? And all I wanted was him to be held accountable, and now they're attacking me. And a person that they drink, and one of these kids that's attacking me now, I don't blame the Falcone General, by the way. I don't blame. Yeah, exactly. So, tell everyone. I'm thinking about considering contacting the Falcone General's parents. I don't blame the Falcone General for any of this. She's a kid, but she's around people that are going to get her in big trouble or hurt, or even worse, hurt her. They're already a bad influence. They legitimately, the Stone Soviet fucking, I know for a fact the Stone Soviet does drugs in front of her. I mean, he's always doing drugs on camera. He's always doing drugs on camera in front of her. They always talk about crazy shit. They talk about sex and violence. This is the shit. These are the people who claim to be the leaders of the revolution. Jason Unruh and his little fucking weird group. This is what you've done. I said, leave well enough alone. That's what I said. Leave well enough alone. And I wasn't going to let people know about your dirty little fucking secret. But it's over, and I'm going to keep letting these out until y'all fucking hold yourself accountable. I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't know. I didn't even watch the video. I just saw the title. I I don't know who that is. Honestly. And the PCUSA, I'm not associated with them, so I don't know what any of that is. What I do know is that now they're sending a child who they do drugs in front of and talk about sex and violent revolution with all the time. A 14-year-old kid is now calling me a radical liberal. So there you go. And the same one that does drugs in front of this kid and stuff and talks about violent shit all the time is the same one that verbally abused me. The Stone Soviet. What serious communist put stoned in their fucking name? Fucking idiot. What a fucking piece of shit. He's a degenerate fuck, woman hater, anti-human fuck. This is the same guy who's doing that shit in front of the Falcone General, a 14-year-old kid. Who the hell is Mohammed Sela? I have no idea what these people are fucking talking about. Was it that shit that my rapist fucking made up about me? Because I have receipts about all that. I don't fucking care. But here's what they're doing now, for real. They're sending children. They're sending children out. What are they saying, that I stole money from Africans? Yeah, that was something my rapist made up a long time ago. And the only people who would know that are people who hang around the same crowds as my rapist. So it tells you a lot about them. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. These people are genuinely fucked up. They're attacking an abuse victim. They're going full on assault on an abuse victim. And they're the same ones who, do drugs, talk about sex and violence in front of a 14-year-old kid. Those are hefty accusations, and they've been lifted against me before. They've been lifted against me many times. And, well, I've proved myself innocent again and again with the receipts from the entire thing. So I really don't care about that. That's really old bullshit. And now they're sending a kid after me, a child. They're sending a child after me based on 100% bullshit. I have the receipts to prove it. Literally, receipts from PayPal with timestamps and everything to prove my innocence. About that, this was a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think, whenever I was thrown out on the street by my rapist and was homeless for a while in New Orleans. Yeah, so that's the shit they've dug up on me. So there you go. I don't care. That shit's been public about me for fucking years. They think it's like some big bombshell. I've disproven this shit long ago. The same types of people were writing hit pieces about Black Redguard. Yeah, yeah. Are those the Gonzaloites? I don't even know. These people are fucking. There's no credibility to any of these people. I really don't care. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with these people. Um, it's disgusting. It's disgusting what they've done. Um, and now it seems like they're hanging out with the crowd of my rapist if they have this story. Because this is an old story I disproved years ago. Like literally years ago, 2 years ago. Those guys who made BRG delete his videos. Oh, so they're the Gonzaloites. Interesting. Hazy then. I was just saying that that I mean, first of all, the source is Gonzaloites, so that's funny. It's also a story. It's also a story about of me supposedly stealing from Africans, which is funny because I've disproved that a long time ago. Anyone that wants to actually talk to me about that, I'll show you all the receipts. If you're willing to sit through it. But yeah, I mean, there's timestamps and everything about what was going on. But anyway, I didn't steal money from Africans. Actually, I gave a lot of my own money, which little I had, to that person in Africa, and I have proof of that. Yeah. Unfortunately, she's hanging out with Gonzaloites again. The same ones that attacked my comrade, Comrade Net and Panther Code at the meeting. But yeah, Falcone. Yeah, I feel bad for her because she's exposed to the drug use, the violence, the sex talk around all those grown adults, and she's just a 14-year-old kid, and she's being heavily manipulated by these people. Yeah, so I feel bad for the Falcon General, but I have to really come out and be honest here. Like, she's an idiot. She really is. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She says literally every other word because she can't grasp her thoughts. She's a kid. She's very much a kid, and I've been very nice to her for a long time. But now that she's going to Gonzaloites, where my rapist resides, and getting a completely fabricated story, one that I disproved 2 years ago. She was 12. How can she know? But she's being manipulated by the people in MRN network, the same people who do drugs in front of her, the same people who talk about sex in front of her, the same people who talk about violence and killing and death in front of her and joke about it all the time. Well, I have autism too, but yeah, she does have a disability, and it's really not up to her. But I really don't blame her. I blame the people around her. I blame the fact that they do drugs in front of her, that they talk about sex, that they talk about violence in front of her. Yes, she does, Zidane. She told me herself. Yeah, I understand. I'm somewhere else on the spectrum. It's Jason Unruh's little network of ultra leftists, and I was trying to extend my hand out in solidarity to these people, but I started to get abused by one of the members. And the first time it happened, I forgave him and I said, okay, I'll give you another chance. Just don't do anything like this again. And he did it again and again. And so when I asked them to hold him accountable, instead, Jason published a video with the Inglesist calling me a gaslighter or something, like just making up lies, complete lies. And I came out and called them abuse defenders, liars and gaslighters. And apparently that made them angry because now they're just looking for some kind of something against me, which they're going to have trouble finding if the only thing that they could find is something I debunked 2 years ago. Like something that's long and gone from my life that's sourced from goddamn Gonzaloites and my rapist, but cool. Thank you, Stephen. Solidarity. So yeah, these people are horrific people, and I caution now not just women, I caution every single revolutionary person to stay away from these people. All they have an interest in is using you for what you're worth and getting apparently getting dirt on you while you're with them so they could get it out on you if you ever, threaten to expose them for doing drugs or talking about sex or that sort of shit around a 14-year-old. And yeah, I mean, Jason is, they told me to keep this a secret, but Jason is losing his mind. Jason is no longer 100%. That's why he's giving it off to this child, the Inglesist. Well, I appreciate you coming through, and I hate to see how it turned out too, but this is what it's come to, whenever they're using a child to make accusations against me that were disproven 2 years ago, so sourced from my rapist and Gonzaloites, a same 14-year-old who is constantly in chats with them doing drugs, talking about violence and sex. A 14-year-old, by the way. And yeah, this is the person. These are the people that you want to trust in? These people who defended my abusers? Yeah, right. I have to, the video games are for kids. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't care what you do in your spare time. I mean, I could give a fuck. But whenever you're claiming to be like this super revolutionary vanguard, it's fine, I guess. You can play your games, but I don't know how serious other people in the world are going to take you. Yeah, this really fucking sucks. I hate this. I thought they were decent people, and I realize now that they're awful people. And luckily for me, like, all sorts of communities have come out to me with open arms and really supported me through all of this. A lot of my subscribers supported me through all of this, which I really appreciate. But now they're sending out a kid to do their dirty work, a kid who really doesn't know what she's talking about, a kid who got her article from from Gonzaloites. And I disproved all that bullshit 2 years ago. I'm not even concerned about it. But okay, I mean, my conscience is clean. I sleep amazingly at night. I do my nightly prayer. I try every day to do the best I can to do shuva for the things I have done wrong in the past. Yeah, Xi Jinping totally plays 15 hours playing Fallout because he's the true peak revolutionary theorist. The thing, these people are fucking not useful to the movement. There's a reason why none of them are welcome in legitimate communist parties. There's a reason why the people of the third world, at least the people I've interacted with, and I've been to places like the DPRK, Vietnam, China, they don't take people like that seriously. They think it's frankly a joke. They think these people are a joke. Yeah, I saw he was trying to contact me. I'm starting to think that everything by them was a bunch of fucking horseshit. I should have listened to B-Level. He said right at the beginning of this, I think the Inglesist is a bad person. I think he's right. I mean, look at this. What group of people sends a child to do this stuff? What group of people hangs out with a kid while doing dope, talking about fucking violence, shooting people, and sex and shit? What kind of fucking group of people does that? Honestly. I mean, right now I feel fucking great because I know that y'all are digging this far down to try to get a swipe at a victim that I've won already. Ingalls, this is like 18 or 19 years old, a kid. But I'm talking about Falcone. The shit they do around Falcone is not okay. Especially that abuser fuck. He does dope in front of her. He just turned 18. And he's the vanguard, y'all. He's the vanguard of the Maoists in England. He doesn't even have the fucking stones to show his face. These are the people, that Jason Unruh hang out with. Teenagers, underage kids, abusers. That's Jason Unruh's crew. Couple teenagers, one of them's underage. Oh, I know they don't show faces to prevent doxing. But I have nothing to hide. I show my face. I'm not afraid of my ideas. Oh, jeez. I gave them all the chance in the world, I gave them all the chances in the world. I told them, no one ever has to hear about this shit as long as you hold them accountable. That's all I did to get this ire from the MRN network. This is what I did. That's what I did to get to be called a gaslighter and on Jason's channel. That's what I did to deserve to be called a secret rad lib that apparently I don't know what they're trying to do. I think it's the story where they say I steal from Africans. I never stole from anyone in my fucking life, except for corporations like Walmart and shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm open and transparent because I believe that if you truly believe in your ideas and you want to speak about them publicly, that you don't hide your face. You don't hide your face. But, Maoists have a very large self-importance. No one gives a fuck about his goofy little mug. But this is what they stoop to, They have been called out. People are figuring them out for what they are, and now they're trying to assassinate my character based on old rumors that I've disproved literally 2 fucking years ago. Oh, I mean, y'all chose this. It was your decision, and I'll keep revealing your dirty secrets. This time it was that y'all do dope talk about violence and sex in front of a 14-year-old kid. So, yeah. I've been to 3 out of the 5 socialist states. Unless you don't, I've been to, yeah, I mean, I've been to 3 out of the 5 socialist states. I've traveled the third world that they claim to fight for and given material support and help to the third world, giving free lessons of English in isolated villages. You know, I've been in the communist movement for 12 years, and I've dedicated my life to this. I'm the only one from North America in there that's in a party. I think Ingalls is in a party, but it's an ML one, and they'd kick him out if they found out who he was. So, yeah. I've been to China, the DPRK, and Vietnam. But I'm the rad lib, right? You know what's funny? The Falcon General comes from a rich family. She's rich. And like she has money out the wazoo. She's never touched grass, never lived away from home, and she calls me a rad lib. It's funny. Anyway, again, this isn't about the Falcon General, really. It's about the people around her manipulating her. Because she's a kid who's being manipulated by some weirdos, some fucking weirdos. And maybe, let's take a step back and look what's going on. I mean, they allow people to do drugs in front of her. They allow people to talk about sex and violence in front of her. I'm pretty sure they've drank in front of her. These are the people. And I'm seriously considering contacting the Falcon General's parents. She doesn't know that I know who she actually is, and I'm going to probably contact her mother, not her father, but her mother. And this is for Falcon, if you're listening, I'm just letting you know, I'm probably going to contact your mother about this, about the people you're hanging out with and what you're doing, because this isn't okay. This isn't a space for you. You should not be around those people. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, y'all. They are doing nefarious things with children and now sending them out doing more nefarious things. I pray for your souls. All right, good night, everyone. I'll see you in the morning to talk about how all of that bullshit we've talked about before is just a part of Anglo empiricism and how we got to this disgusting point. All right, y'all. Remember, speak out against abusers. Speak out against speak out for abuse victims. Stand in solidarity with them. Don't be silent. Good night, y'all. I love you.